and hi, welcome back. We are here live at The Gist. My name is Phoebe, and this is my wonderful panel. Today we're going to discuss a topic that's a little bit more on the serious note. We're going to talk about divorce and the effect that it has on the children and us as adults. Do we stay because of the kids, or do we go?
We do not stay because of the kids. It depends.
Are you going to compromise your happiness, or are you going to compromise their happiness? That's what we're talking
Well,
about.
children learn from example.
Okay.
So if I'm unhappy, then I'm showing them how to be unhappy, and the cycle continues. So if it's a matter of me, the situation is just unbearable and...
What happened to sacrifice?
Sacrifice.
No, but I
absolutely
Better
not
for
for
me
worse.
every day. I should sacrifice my skin cells.
Oh, well, that's a
who
different
says skin cells
situation.
now?
That's a different situation.
But, I mean,
if it's an abusive relationship, that's different.
All right.
But maybe you guys
if
have
it's
fallen
not
out of love.
If it's not an abusive relationship, even when you fall out of love, people fall out of love every day.
Wait, let's talk about why people
And
get
people
divorced.
get divorced
Why
every
do
day.
people get divorced?
Because I would think that I would get divorced if it was an abusive relationship.
Yes.
Because
I think that's the ultimate extreme.
you should already know the person that you're gonna get married to before you get into it. So don't go in there and say the person changed, because no, that person was the same person he was. People don't really change.
No, people
know?
can change.
They might slightly alter.
People
It's,
can
it's,
change.
it's in there. You just didn't catch it.
Or maybe just
It's
the
in there.
union.
No
when
one
I
just
say-
changes.
When I say
out of the
people,
blue.
Well, the
but
thing
that
you
people
can't-
don't always show you
who they really are.
who they really are.
You meet the
right
representative,
away.
as Chris Rock
Exactly,
says, right?
and
Never
it
know.
is true. You always do meet people's
that.
representatives.
So
but
you can take things face value.
I think if it's just a situation of
But then
maybe
if
the
you don't-
person's cheating, maybe you don't divorce for something like that.
Oh, that's a whole nother ball game. In
I
itself.
don't-
We're not gonna-
I
You see,
think
if the person is cheating and
marital
you have
values.
kids, you know, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard
it
because
is.
if I have 3 kids and this husband is cheating on me,
Stay for the kids.
I would stay for the kids. I'm not saying that my relationship with my husband will be perfect. I'll probably put up a front with my, while my kids are there when they're
But
18
children
and
can
older
see
enough.
that.
You took the words out of my
You know, I mean, I don't know, but it's.
I
it's
think I
hard
would try
if
to
it's
work
cheating.
through it. If it's cheating, if it's a situation where it's not like repeated cheating, or we've been married 40 years, you've been cheating 40 years. If it was a situation you happen to cheat or there was cheating involved, then we work it out.
What kind of front are you putting up that your children would see that it's not a happy home, and they see that, oh, dad is
Try to
cheating?
save face for your kids.
Children
Children are not
are
dumb.
very intelligent. Children can see things.
I don't know. I'm not saying children are not intelligent, but I don't.
they're
I don't.
not-
I think if you
They're
put
not
up
that naive either.
First and foremost, if you
See, they have to get to a certain age
No,
for
you
them to
have
be able
to-
to see.
Exactly.
They have to
No,
put
I
up
mean,
but when
if
I
you
say
have-
if he's not sleeping at home and you're still acting like
and you're not showing affection, because realistically you can only put up a front to an extent.
you don't
All
have
of
to
that
show affection.
lovey,
Kids look at you as grown ups.
maybe
They
they
don't.
might-
Kids don't even want to see you kiss in front of them
That's
anyway.
not
Not every
necessarily
child.
true.
But then,
That's not
okay, so all of
necessarily
a sudden,
true.
okay, let's use males for example. Let's say a guy's cheating, and all of a sudden he starts not coming home or coming home late. You don't think that the kids would notice the pattern and probably
They'll
ask you
notice
as
the
to
pattern,
why?
but at that point
Are
they
you gonna
won't blame
explain
you
to them
as the
like,
mother.
oh, daddy's working late?
No, you're right.
Is that what you're gonna say?
No,
Like,
at
They're
that
not going to
point-
blame you as the mother. They're going to blame themselves.
and then
No,
maybe
they're
what if you
not.
have a son and he thinks that's okay
let
to
me
keep
speak for
coming home
myself.
late?
Let's differentiate. Let's try to
no,
differentiate between
statistically-
African kids and American kids.
Statistically,
Well,
if you
divorce-wise.
look, if you study children that come from divorce, so children at a small age tend to feel like it's even though realistically it's not their fault.
Here in the States.
Whether it's here in the States, whether it's children overseas, children.
You know, I
yes.
don't agree with that either.
Children,
I don't agree.
I think you have to come
my
to a
fault.
certain age. No, I don't.
If you're a small child, if you're a small
I was
child,
a small child once.
well, and were your parents separated at that time?
Yes, my
How
mom
old
and my dad
were
were
you?
never together. And
Okay,
I
never
didn't-
together is different from your parents
It
were
is,
together.
it is.
and
No,
then
no,
they
you cannot
separate.
say because you're not in that situation, so you don't know. It was, but I never blamed myself for it. I never thought
Wait,
it was my
but
fault.
wait a minute, you
It
just said your
because
parents
my
were
mom
never
was
together.
married. My mom was in another relationship with someone else. I mean, she was married.
Were your
again,
parents
But my
together?
parents were never together.
That's
So I'm not gonna stop blaming my mom.
There's too many.
I'll
different
blame myself for my
scenarios.
mom not being together with my dad and
No.
getting married to somebody else,
No,
or thinking
that's
that
different.
her
If-
unhappiness
If
is my fault.
we're talking about divorce,
Like the
meaning
result
that you're
of-
married, the parents are together.
okay for like my for
You know,
example, like
your
my
children
parents.
together.
What a divorce. The kid not home. Hey, the parents could divorce while the kid was 2 years old. The kid probably doesn't really
Then,
know the
of course,
parents.
they probably
But
wouldn't,
the
but then they
parents
would
could also be
understand and wonder
separated.
why.
I mean, not even married, and the mom is a single mother. It's still the same thing.
But they're
The
gonna
child
wanna
is
know
Actually,
why
it's
growing
not
up.
the same thing.
See, hey, if I was just 1 year old when my parents divorced, or I was still 1 year old but my mom didn't marry my dad, it's the same thing because I don't even know who my dad is.
Wow.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
if you don't know,
I mean, I'm not saying I don't know who my dad is.
So
I
the
know who my
effects
dad
of
is.
divorce.
because I was like, wait a minute.
This is an example.
Like, oh girl, my bad.
All I'm saying is, divorce effects it has on the kids. I
clearly
think
negative.
here in the States, too much emphasis are put on, oh, how does the kid feel? We're gonna go sit down with the kid.
That-
Oh, dad and
you
mom
are absolutely
and
right
not.
because it makes the kid develop something they don't even have in the first
Exactly.
place.
It wasn't
So
there,
let me
now
ask,
it's
because
gonna-
I didn't grow up in Africa.
Okay.
So in Africa, when parents divorce, first and foremost,
If
it's
they
not even really
divorce.
common for divorce.
Okay.
So that's one.
Alright.
Secondly, if parents do divorce, so then how does the child? The child is just like, oh, my parents are divorced. It's cool. It's
No,
cool.
I'll give you two instances.
Okay.
There are two things that could happen. If you come from a family where the dad was the sole breadwinner, and then there was some kind of separation where the mom had to move out and she took the kids or whatever, the kids are gonna notice and they're gonna, feel some kind of way because they're gonna feel like the proper kind of care is not being given. They're gonna feel like they're missing certain things. That's gonna be there for a long time. Now, there's the other situation where the dad is not the sole breadwinner. He's bringing in money, but the woman is also bringing in money. And, parents just disagreed, and it was such a strong issue, they both had to go separate ways. If she takes the kids, she is going to try her best to make sure the
Yes.
kids do not lack. And if the man is the kind of, if he's a responsible man, which in most cases he's usually not, he will always,
same.
come back to give the kids something else they need. So the kids actually end up enjoying even more than when they were both in the same house and things were not going right. Because some people are just not meant to be together. I'll elaborate when we.
And that's understand and I understand, and I guess there are different perspectives. If it's a marriage where the parents were not compatible and it wasn't a happy household, and then they separate and now the children are with one parent and it's a better household, then of course they're gonna be happy, they're gonna be okay. But when you take an environment where you have two parents, the child has stability, the child is comfortable, the child knows that, okay, this is my safe haven, and then for whatever reason that's taken away, no, children don't tend to be like, oh, this is a better situation.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
And I don't know if I
both
agree with this
parents-
first point either.
and
saying
both-
parents are never together.
and both
that the
points-
child
Yeah,
is
it was a
gonna
little
no.
sticky
I
situation.
don't agree with that first
and,
one.
and
All
both parents play a role, regardless of who's breadwinner, who's
as long
not.
as they both play a role.
Right. Man
So
plays
divorce should
man.
not always be the option.
Did
Well.
you say that divorce should not always be the option?
Yeah.
Then
No,
in
you're
that
right.
case,
Divorce should
I
not always
can
be the
agree
option.
with
I think
that.
that
You can
if
go your separate ways as long as both parents. So the children can always be okay.
I guess, for
As
the
long as
most
parents are there,
part. Well,
that's
to
what I-
each his own, but we're going to wrap this topic up. It was a great discussion. Thank you so much, panel. You guys are amazing.
down with broken homes.
Yeah, no more broken home. Let's try to keep this divorce rate on the low. But anyway, that concludes our first segment, and we will be back for a second segment. This segment of trending topics in Nollywood music. So, there was an artist by the name of D'banj Jess.
Goodbye.
So I believe that he was signed with more hits and they were making some awesome music together, but once they separated, it wasn't looking so good. And I heard that he transferred to an American market from Nigerian market. Good music with Kanye West. Can somebody fill me
Kanye,
in?
what you know about African music?
Fill me in. I'm
What you
trying
know
to.
about African music? That's why DeBarge not making the good music.
He not making no good music with good music.
His traditional, he left his traditional roots.
Right. So yeah, enlighten me, please.
Left his traditional root, and it's not a bad thing, but I just don't think he's gonna produce the same
Kind of
quality
music,
of
yeah.
music.
Right, right.
Because that essence and passion, that root is not there. Kanye, what
Okay,
you know about
I'm-
Niger music?
Niger.
Sorry,
Just
I'm
saying.
gonna quickly play.
Yeah, let me,
I'm-
because I know you're the music expert. I gotta pass it to
All right,
the
all right.
philosopher.
I'm gonna quickly play the devil's advocate here and say, let us not write the Banj off just yet, and let's not write his collaboration with Good Music off just yet, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
A brief history. The band did come from London. He was based in London for a long time. He saw the Nigerian music industry growing. He saw an opportunity to grow his market. He went there and he took that advantage and he became who he is today. Now, I think being the visionary that he is, yes, he was with Mohit Records, they made a lot of good music, but for the most part, and I hate to say it like this, but for the most part, he was carrying that
weight
on his shoulders.
Which weight?
The weight of producing the hits for Mohit Records.
Oh, which is now Marvin Records.
Which is now Marvin Records. He was carrying it. I think a lot of good music came from the fact that he was, hanging out with those guys, they probably rubbed minds, gave each other ideas, and
They collaborated.
They collaborated.
I understand
and
what
they
you
did a
mean
lot-
by he was carrying the weight, because he's an artist and he
Was he
would
the
want to produce
main-
good music
Yeah,
anyway, regardless.
but
and any artist or any
but-
professional should
but you
carry that
couldn't-
weight
but you couldn't
in
mention-
trying to deliver.
You couldn't
you know?
mention Mohit without mentioning the bunch.
So yeah, they were like,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But
So
that's
he
how they
was carrying
started.
the weight. He
But
was
that's how
carrying-
you can't mention
So
the
then how
band
do you
without mentioning
leave-
Mohit.
I just don't understand how
And,
you leave
you
where you
know,
originally
that's
came
how
from.
we
What I'm trying to
started.
say is, if the
You
band
can't mention Neptunes without mentioning Pharrell.
if the band was with Kenny Music, are you saying he won't be a hit till today?
If the band was with it.
But I just feel like he's
if it was
just
with
going.
Kenny's music, he'll still be
Who's
big.
Kenny's music?
Hold on the ball game. Anyway.
No,
So
but
he's
hold
when
on,
I
hold
say
on.
that, I guess it's about who. And that's not to say the Bonge isn't talented, but working
Right,
with
right.
different people, you create different type. Like Michael Jackson worked with all types of people. He created different.
And the
types
reason
of
why I'm
chemistry.
saying don't write him
Energies.
off yet is because I believe he has a genius plan, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm not reading minds. I haven't spoken to them, but I'm just guessing right now.
Right.
Kanye West saw an opportunity. The Banj is huge
It's an opportunist.
worldwide. He's huge in Africa. He's huge in Europe. He doesn't need the American market. I mean, there are Nigerians here who listen to him anyway, but
So
he doesn't need that
what's the
market.
point?
So
That-
the point I'm trying to say is Kanye West probably signed him because he's trying to tap into
The Nigerian market.
the Nigerian and European market. If he's big in Nigeria and Europe, all we need is his sales from whatever he
he's
sells
using him
on
as a vessel.
iTunes and whatever he sells by going to concert. This guy is huge. He sells out concerts. That's all good music.
So is it
needs.
about
You
money
see-
or is it about the music?
Right,
It's about
it's
quality.
about
It's about
quality
quality
and
and quantity.
Well,
But
views, it's money.
this is where it is. You know, the band is gonna obviously, like you said, he's gonna create. He has a different kind of chemistry with. Mohit, what's his
Marvin
name?
Records,
Marvin
as they are
what's,
called. Yeah.
what's his name?
Don Jazzy.
Don Jazzy, right? He has a
Sorry
different
about that,
chemistry.
Don.
Sorry.
He has a different chemistry with Don Jazzy that was great, and
Yeah.
we saw great music from that as well.
Yeah.
But this chemistry that he has with Kanye West, which there's probably some sort of there has to be some sort of chemistry. We're just not used to that kind of chemistry yet. We're
I'm
just
not
used to
chemistrized.
we're just not used to the kind of
I'm not
music that is coming
chemistrized.
from that yet, because his song Oyato that just came
That's
out from
really not a word,
the Good Music label. Or I don't know if he just did a mix. I don't know if you call it a mixed song or something. I don't know.
Mixtape.
It's not resonating.
The vibe.
A lot of people didn't really like that. You know, a lot of his Nigerian fans didn't really appreciate that.
Well,
But,
give it time. Give it time.
That's
It's a
what I'm
new,
saying.
it's a new
That's what I'm
record
saying. We
label.
need
Give
to
it
get
time.
used to
Yeah.
what he's producing with Kanye West, and maybe we would like it.
Give it
Maybe.
time.
Until then.
Until then, right?
Until then.
Just don't write
Oh,
them
yeah,
off yet.
I
Just don't write them off
know.
yet.
I mean, well,
It is different. It's a different
It is
sound.
different. And maybe that's why the song was called Oyato.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you.
From a
Right.
different level. And you know what? And kudos to Devon. He's talented. He's gonna keep doing his thing. And I guess it's just a matter of us adjusting.
Bad Boy Records went under for a while.
And I
They
was gonna
came
say
back,
that very
you know,
Where
point
did
you're
they
saying
come back
right
to?
now, so.
Where did they come back to?
Well, I mean, Diddy's still doing his thing. Like, come
still
on.
Diddy was
skipping on
always doing
stages,
his
but
thing.
anyway.
And some others. We're not going to talk about Diddy right
We're not gonna
now.
talk about him,
Diddy.
but
we're
I just
talking
wanna-
about the Bonge.
Yeah.
Okay.
But concluding that on our second segment of Trending Topics here on Info Nollywood, check us out Facebook, Twitter at Info Nollywood. Peace, love, and we're
The
out.
gist.
The gist.